Hello, I am Simulated Erk, and welcome to The Bus, or if I was to use some Simpsons humour, The Bus. Is The Bus. Early access disclaimer, because it's an early access, you're in the opening stages. This has been recorded about a week after release, but I don't think much has changed in the first week. And hats off to the developers for this early access disclaimer, because you don't often see it in-game. And you see this before you get to choose anything else. Thank you for participating in the early access of The Bus. This game is still in alpha. You need to be aware that this game is not final and thus offers limited content and features, will have serious performance issues, might often crash or not even start at all. You might lose your save games in progress, will receive updates that will change the experience. There will be bugs, a lot of bugs, seriously a lot of bugs. So if you are A-OK with the above, please continue and help us develop a great experience. Hello, I'm Simulated Erk, and welcome back to not person standing around on their mobile phone simulator, The Bus. And today we're going to do another trip, this time at night. It's a nice, clear, sunny evening. And we're about to fire the bus up and get on our merry way. Eight, 7, 2, 9, 4, enter. Here's our bus. Let's look outside. Here's our bus. What I'm going to try and do for something different. I know it's not very simulatory, although then again, that's going to do my head in. The noise is going to do my head in. Let's get back in the cab and let's go. So this is my first look at night, and it'll be interesting to see how it looks. It's so far looking very good. There's actually not a lot of traffic on the road, which you'd expect at this time of night. Really well done. I know that I had so much trouble in the last episode in the heavy storm in the afternoon of actually seeing where the lane lines are, and it's so nice to be able to see the lane lines again. A little bit of traffic around, noticeably not as many pedestrians around. I have seen in other transport simulators that it doesn't seem to matter what time of the day or night it is, the passenger loading seems to be roughly the same. We're heading from Alexanderplatz back to Tegel Airport. I have tried modifying the timetable. So what I wanted to do, I wanted to have an express route, Leshko. I wanted to have an express route which would basically stop from Alexanderplatz, basically stop at the main train station, the Brandenburg Gate, and the airport. So a very very quick route is what I wanted, but somehow I couldn't get it to work. Berlin's a very pretty Berlin's a very pretty city, very old, very historic, as you can see around you. I really did enjoy trying to tell the difference, and there are subtle differences between the old East Germany and the old West Germany. Checkpoint Charlie was very fascinating to me. You know, I've got a fascination with things, borders and that sort of thing. One thing that I did notice just then, we'll close the doors, and I'll open them again and I'll try and show you what I mean. It's almost impossible, if not impossible, to see people going out of the back door via the little window that pops up. Which is an interesting one because it's looking basically at the bus from the outside, and this area is well lit. The bus lane ends here. Whoops. So it's looking at the back doors from outside, but unfortunately you can't really see the people getting off the bus at the back corner. Cool to note that you can see the roadworks and the construction on the left hand side there, and how the little yellow lights are lit up for the road barriers. That's cool. So it is there a little bit. You can see a little bit. You can just make it out on that little window near the rear doors, but it's very, very difficult to see even in a well-lit area. You can also use the internal bus mirrors to get a gauge of that as well. night view. We'll try and get a snow view running for the next episode.
S-Bahnhof Brandenburger Tor.
Nobody's actually purchased a ticket off me yet for this night trip, and what that could partly be is the fact that a lot of people have got a smart card or it looks like a smart card or an app on their phone to pay for the ticket. And also at this time of the night, if you've got, I know there's some areas that have like a 2 or a 3 hour ticket, and so if you've say purchased a ticket an hour or so ago or a couple of hours ago and you've done what you needed to do, well then you'd already have your ticket. Now I'm pretty sure last time we went in this direction, the orange map would, the orange line on the map would disappear at that stage, and you'd have to remember which corner, or you'd have to check the map to see which corner you actually had to turn at. Turn on all the lights that I can. It is in beta mode still, so that should be an issue. It is the first time I've run the bus at night. Now it is pretty late at night. It's approaching 10 p.m.
Charity Campus Mitte.
So I wouldn't expect many of the shops to be open. Maybe the late night convenience stores, that's about it. Although you do have, you know, late night restaurants, entertainment venues, that sort of thing. So the lights are on there. So if I turn the lights off now, if I close the doors rather, I'll look in the mirror. And okay, the passengers are there and looking bright and healthy. Now when we go to, say, the next set of traffic lights, we'll have a look in the mirror again, and what could possibly be the case is that with the switch that I activated, the lights come on bright when I'm at a stop. You know, when I open the doors, but you'd think you'd want them lit a little bit before, so the passengers can actually get to the doors, but you wouldn't know when you were actually stopped for a stop until you press the door open button. So yeah, it's all brightly lit up there. Hello. Hello. Like a single ABC. And you need 20 euro cents back, thank you. Have a look in the mirror now. Okay, it's still brightly lit up. That's good. I like that. Okay, so we can't turn left yet because we've still got the red light because we've got cars. You can presumably turn, but they're not. We've also got the trams to consider. longer stretches, 1 or 2 kilometres in between. It'll be interesting now to see if there's any sort of change to the lighting as we move out of the downtown area. And lucky it wasn't that quick off the mark, Mr. Truck. Not all the stops are for us yet. We've only got the one route so far. Can't wait till the trams come online and then we can follow a tram down a road like this. We don't have a dedicated bus lane in this area. We don't have a dedicated tram line. We don't have a dedicated tram lane in this area, so we're all just mixing in together in this little section. The braking noises seem to be a little bit out of tune of how I'm actually braking. Haven't seen any bikes yet, even though there's quite a few bikes that are parked up along the route in various places. Now you can see the change in the lighting here. There are little areas of darkness in between each of the street lights when there's no cars in that or no vehicles in that area. Whereas in the main downtown section, the lighting was more even and uniform. It's very comparable. I've seen quite a few people make quite a few people in their videos for the bus make comparisons to OMSI. Now, yes, OMSI is a predominantly German-based game. That's where it started back in 2012, 2013, and you know there's been updates and all that sort of thing since. You know, it's still very popular today. And I do actually have a couple of OMSI series on the go. London Bus Simulator, Sydney Bus Simulator, both on Simulated Erk. They have their own playlist, and also a playlist that all the buses are on called On the Buses. All the various bus sim games. The most noticeable comparison that they should probably make wouldn't necessarily be with OMSI, because the technology of OMSI, the underlying engine of OMSI is so old, from 2012 2013. It's still a 32-bit game, or a 32-bit sim. A fairer comparison, and one that I notice a few people seem to be shying away from, is Bus Simulator, and also Tram Sim. And the bus, what we're watching now, it well and truly stacks up. It well and truly stacks up with Tram Sim and Bus Simulator. It's like comparing apples and apples and oranges and oranges and apples to oranges. If you compare OMSI to the bus. Now, I'd like to say that OMSI keeps on getting new bodies, but it's the original engine. So, while it might look great on the outside, I can leave the back door a little bit clearer now that the bus lights are actually on. So that's a good. Probably if the area was lit up more, it'd be even better. So while I can understand that people make comparisons between the bus and OMSI, because they're both German-based bus simulators, and yeah, you could say that this is the next OMSI in a way. You'd also be forgetting Bus Simulator, and the fact that Bus Simulator's been around since 2016, and then 2018, which is the current version at time of recording. It's set in a fictional Germany or a fictional Europe, and the mechanics would be fairly similar. Bus Simulator 18 is basically the end of its development. We're waiting for Bus Simulator 21. No news about the release at the time of recording at the middle of April. But a fairer comparison, and it'll be interesting to make the comparison when it comes out, is to compare this series, the bus, and compare that to Bus Simulator 21. From the bus, to see if that gets announced as an early access. Hello, 24-hour ticket, okay. 24-hour ticket, maybe. sake, and if I was a real bus driver, I'd point it out. Okay, so the time is just after 10 p.m. Now, in some systems, and I presume that this system would probably be one of them, if that guy was to buy a daily ticket at 10:15 p.m, it's Friday the 26th of March in game time, that he would have a whole 24 hours on that ticket. So up till 10:15 p.m. tomorrow, Saturday the 27th. On other systems, it would be that ticket would expire at the close of service. Now, if there's a close of service, say the last bus of the day sort of thing, or train if it's a train system or whatever. You know, if it was that, and if it was a case of, oh well, you know, say one area that I have knowledge of, it used to be the tickets would reset at 4 a.m. So if you were to, and this is mainly trains admittedly, but if you were to purchase a return ticket from point A to point B and back, you'd have until 4 a.m. the next day to basically complete that journey, because that's when the new ticketing day would start. And that would, you know, cover you to get home on the late night replacement bus service, or if you're an area that had trains going all night, well, you'd be able to complete your journey until 4 a.m. Presumably though, old mate's got almost 24 hours left on his 24-hour ticket, so if that wasn't the case, if the ticket did expire soon, I'd say to him, hey mate, just to let you know, the ticket, even though it says 24-hour ticket, it expires at say 2 a.m. So depending on what you're doing, you might be better. You might be better just to get a single ticket. And that's one of the jobs of the bus driver. Like, the bus driver could well just say, hey mate, 24-hour ticket. Okay, fine. And then he finds out later on that the ticket expires at 2 a.m. when he's purchased it at 10 p.m. That's not very cool. A fair load on for the time of night that it is. It is a Friday night, so oh, that's cool. They've got the movable advertising sign there on the right hand side. That's cool. They can be hard to animate. You know, it's a little detail that, you know, might only get noticed by 1 in 100 people. You know, not being German or a German speaker, I wouldn't know if some of these ads are actually based on real products or made up. Oh, that's this one. Yeah, I need to get over. Luckily it's at night, so it's not being caught. I've been caught in this area before, thinking that I can just go straight ahead, keep on the lane that I'm in, but that lane actually ends to turn right, so I need to get into the next lane. is basically supplied.
Holzweg.
The only lighting basically supplied now is by the cars going past. We're almost at the airport. One stop to go. So with the one route and the two buses, which are basically identical to drive, at this stage there's not a lot else that I really want to do with this series just at this point. I know that there'll be more buses coming, I know there'll be more routes coming and more features coming. I'll probably do want to do one more episode, which is me driving in the snow, because I think that'll look cool, and just to sort of see how we go. We've seen the best and the worst weather conditions. We've seen the night. We've basically seen how the route operates in both directions now. We've seen day, we've seen night. So until I'll do one more episode in this batch, and then by the time that I'm due to record another episode, well, maybe there's been another bus released, or there's another route, moved on to a different stage of the easy access, of the early access. Easy access is a total different thing altogether.
Flughafen Tegel.
I don't like the way that it's sort of set up. This is sort of set up so you can do multiple trips, and because I'm doing YouTube videos, I don't expect someone to sit and watch me drive a bus for 8 hours to simulate a shift on a Berlin bus. Just like I don't expect anyone to sit and watch me do 8 hours of a London Underground train on Train Simulator, for instance. Just because that's a real life shift. I might just do one trip on a London Underground route, for instance, in Train Simulator, and I'll do one route here. And we'll see. And that'll basically be it. I think that assumes that you've got one bus driving game or one driving sim that you use, and it's this one, and you want to keep driving it for 8 hours, and in real life that could be your day. Your day could be driving the one route, this one route between the airport and downtown and back. And yep, must remember, go upstairs. I did that once on an episode that I ended up scrapping because I went downstairs and I got stuck and I missed the bus stop and I couldn't get back around because I ended up in effectively a dead end street. Airport. It has been my pleasure to bring you this route at night. Next episode, I'll try and get a snow route. I haven't done it yet. Haven't watched this video with a snow route. It's probably better that I don't. Look how I parked. But there we go. We have arrived. Now, of course, we could keep going, but I'm not going to. I think we're taking that sweet time to get off the bus. And that will be it. Route complete. I've been Simulated Erk. You've been wonderful. We'll see you next time. Thanks for watching, and bye-bye for now.